Hello everybody. It's January 30th, 2013, and I'd been watching the Weather Channel, and they were forecasting some pretty bad weather for East Tennessee, so I thought I'd get out early. It's 8:15 a.m. And as I started down the road, I could see the rain coming, so I turned my camera on. I didn't plan it this way, it just happened that way. Some of the heaviest rain that I have ever seen instantly. Well, you can see from the video, you could see the rain coming off in the distance as I started down that street. And now the rain, it's just like it's pouring it out of buckets, as the old expression goes. I have never seen water puddle that quickly on the roads. The first part of this video is not going to be easy to see other than just the rain on my windshield wiper, or on my windshield, because my windshield wiper could not go fast enough to keep the water off the windshield. So the camera is focusing on the water, so it'll be a little blurry here to begin with. But as I do on most of my videos, I just let them run, because that way you can see it exactly the way it occurred. Also, when you're going through a rainstorm in an automobile, a lot of times it looks like it's raining a lot harder than it really is, because it looked like it let up there as I came out on Highway 63 there at the stop sign. We're going west on Highway 63, coming into LaFollette. And as I said at the beginning of this video, it was 8:15 a.m. Wednesday, January 30th, 2013, when I started this video. This video is about 38 minutes long, so I'm not going to talk as much on this one as I normally do, because there's really not a lot to say. It's mainly a visible video. And by the way, my windshield wiper is not squeaking today. Someone had made a comment that I had squeaky windshield wipers on some video I did. And they were correct. I did have squeaky windshield wipers. You can tell by that car going by me there. A lot of water is starting, and you're going to see a truck down here. He just pulled out from the road that goes up to the golf course. I hope you're able to see this. He practically covers himself up with water. Watch this. You see that? Now that is almost, it hasn't been raining more than a couple of minutes when that occurred. And this is part one of the weather for East Tennessee during the end of January. I was watching the weather forecast last night, and one of the weather channels said that we could possibly get some snow coming in behind this front that's passing through. There's tornado warnings out for some of the southern parts of the states. Here in East Tennessee, around LaFollette, today I think we only have a tornado watch. Mainly, this event is going to be wind. And this is round one. I believe I promised I wasn't going to talk so much. Here I am jabbering. But anyway, We just crossed Cumberland Avenue there. Eventually I take some of the back roads of the city. Some of this stuff you've probably seen, some parts of this road you've seen in other road videos that I have done. I did one about a year ago where I set up my camera up there at the former Catholic church that they turned into a wedding chapel, and on a rainy day videoed traffic going up and down Central Avenue. So if you watch my videos, you've seen some of this before, this area, but you're also going to see some areas that you have not seen. If you're from this area, you'll recognize some of the streets. If you're not from this area, you can just get a little bit of a flavor of what this town looks like in certain areas. I didn't have any specific plans when I started out this morning. One thing that I continually have on my mind, that if it ever occurs I want to get it on video, is if the creek that comes through the center of LaFollette, if it ever overflows its banks, I want to be there to capture it with my video cameras. And if that ever happens and I'm there, I'll do a lot of video. And you can tell the rain has let up because you can see the mountains there behind Riggs Drugstore. I'm using my JVC V500 camera because of the low light situation. It does a much better job, but it is really susceptible to shake for some reason. Just the slightest bump in the road will cause it to jar, where my HM200 is much better, but you can't use it in low light situations like you can this V500. And I'm not doing a commercial for JVC. I'm just you know, if you're contemplating a camera, I'm just telling you about the ones that I use. And these are primarily off-the-shelf cameras. This is not a professional camera. But the high-def quality is pretty good on this camera. But I use this camera when I video the Tuesday night prayer services, because you just can't beat this camera indoors. And as we go down through here, the rain is starting to pick up a little bit. You'll see the water coming off of South Avenue has completely covered the road down here. Right here. Coming up, you can see right there. And that's just in the last, well, ever how long it, let's see, this video's been running a little over 9 minutes. So that's quite a bit of rain in 9 minutes. There was something else. Talking about the JVC. When I first purchased my JVC HM200, The first video I ever did is down at Cove Lake, and it just so happened that the conditions were just perfect that day. And I have that video on my OCKTEBY account, and it's called Love Adrenaline with my JVC camera, something like that. But anyway, that was my first video with a high definition camera, and I placed it on my YouTube account, and you can go out there and check. JVC America has a YouTube account, and somebody from that account saw my video and placed a comment. I think it's still there. I don't believe they've deleted it. And was requesting my permission to use my video. And they said that it was one of their favorite videos, which made me feel pretty good that JVC America would like my video. And I'm sure when they looked at it, they probably thought, well, look how he did. He did it on the day that the lighting and this, that, and the other. I never did tell them that the whole thing was an accident. And I didn't plan it. It just turned out that way. That day that I was at Cove Lake, it was kind of an overcast day, and there was absolutely no wind, and you could see the reflection of everything in the lake. You could see the reflection of the trees and the mountains, and there were some Canada geese in it. Well, hey, Cove Lake is full of Canada geese, but anyway, there was a group of Canada geese swimming around, and I videoed that. And there was a couple of other ducks on a log, and the video it was an accident. I planned absolutely nothing on that video. It just happened. That's why I like to do videos the way I do them. If you do a lot of planning, if you're doing photographs and still shots, you've got to do a little planning. But I find that if you just, go out and do a video without any planning, it usually turns out much better than if you try to do this and you try to do that, because then you're trying to make them slick. And I don't believe that you can do slick videos with consumer products cameras like I use. It's, of course, the V500 was not sold in the store. You had to order it online. But it's not an expensive camera, this camera that I'm using, the V500. And you can do some fairly decent videos, but if you try to get fancy, it robs some way. I can't explain what I'm saying, and if you're watching the video, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's why I just think, well, this morning I'm going to go out and do a road video like this morning. I had no earthly idea when the rain was going to get arrive, because mainly what I had on my mind, I wanted to go downtown in case we did have a cloud burst. If the creek came out of its banks, I wanted to get it. And no more than 2 minutes or a minute after I got in my car and started toward LaFollette, here the rain came. So it was not planned. I'm going to turn in here at Lowe's. This is a new Lowe's that they built not too long ago. I'm just meandering around. I was debating coming down the road whether I would turn in here or not, but I did. And I'm glad I did. If you know this lady standing in the, this is the first time I've seen this, so let me check and see. The door opens. and there's a lady looking at the rain. If you happen to know who she is, tell her she's gone worldwide with looking at the rain. And like I said, you know, I had no idea of coming down here. I was going to go down to the other shopping center down at Walmart, and I thought, well, I'll go in here and turn around and go back toward LaFollette. But you'll see what I did, or what I do when I get down here on the road. I turn right and go down to Walmart. So that's the way I do my videos. These videos are not for everybody. I like to watch them. The ones I like to watch is the guys who are airline pilots that set their camera up just like I do in the car and let it run while they land. To me, that's the most enjoyable thing to watch on the internet. And I watch a lot of those. And you've heard me mention before about some guys that fly down in the Caribbean that do that. And it's just, I love to watch their videos. So I guess I've got to really give them credit for what I'm doing, because after watching their videos, I thought, well, that would be something to do in a car. I finally purchased a little unit. It's got suction cups on it that clamps to the window, and I can place my camera on that. And this camera that I'm using, I mean, it's no bigger than a pack of cigarettes. It's very small. Look at the water, how it's starting to come across the road right there as we go into the Walmart. You can see the mountains, so the rain has let up a little bit. When we come back through LaFollette, I'm going to take you on some of the back roads. Okay, we're coming back out of the parking lot. You can tell it's early in the morning. This video has been running about 19 minutes. And I started at 8:15 a.m. doing the video. The light catches me here. This is a long light. That noise right there is some bottled water that I'm drinking. One thing about these videos, I'll tell you a little secret on these videos. Let's see. I'm thinking if it's anything I can tell you that you can do, or it's something that I can do. If you, on these videos, in the comments section, as the progressive bar goes across the bottom of these YouTube videos, it will count down the seconds. And it'll do that completely through the video. And if you type in the comments, like let's say if I wanted you to see something that was at 2 minutes and 22 seconds, in the comments, if you put 2:22, it will automatically put a link to 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the video on YouTube. And I really should do more of that, because that way I could put in the instructions. I could say, okay, and I might do that at 9:21 is where I turn on Indiana Avenue. And if you just wanted to see Indiana Avenue, you could go down there and click on that, and it would automatically take you to that point in the video. So if you're looking at the comment portion, you know I did that because I'm going to do that. It'll take a little extra effort, but I can put some of the highlights of this video until where you can kind of maneuver around it without searching. I'll put one of those links and say, like, turn off to where Lowe's is at 9:48 or wherever it's at. And if you want to see that, you can just click on it, and it'll take you to that point on the video. Now see, for those that did not know that, are going to be expecting it, so I just created some more work for myself. But this is my hobby, and I appreciate everybody that likes my videos. It makes it worthwhile when I know that people receive some enjoyment from my videos, because it's like any hobby that you have. If people enjoy what you do, then that's good enough. And if you happen to be watching this video and you're a believer in Jesus, which I'm sure that a lot of you are, you're invited to watch the Tuesday night prayer services that I have been videoing. I've been putting them out there for a year, over a year. And I have so many videos, I've created blogs through Google, and to where you can go out, look at the water on the side of the road there. You can, I have so many videos, I had to kind of group them together, and the best way to do that was using a blog. So I have a blog, and I'll put a link also on this video to the Tuesday night prayer services. I have a blog for the road videos, which I will link this one out there to that. So if you went to that blog, you could see all my, look at the water. You could see all of my road videos. And then I have another blog where I take some of the videos from all of my accounts and put them in one central place. I have one video out there that Ron Broyles and I did together, where we reviewed a book about Richard Feynman, and that video has got almost 100,000 unique views from all over the world. The way Google YouTube does their video counts, I'm getting over here in the left lane because I know that the water is ponding up there near the old Woodsons, where the IGA is at. just had a senior moment. I was telling you about something and thinking about something else. Oh well. Go ahead and laugh at me. I laugh at myself sometimes. I got so many things going on at one time, I get off track, and I got off track there. I was telling you something about Google. Oh well, must not have been that important. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about the video counts. The way they do that is if you say if you go into one of my videos, all computers have what it's like a fingerprint. It's a number that, rather than get technical with you, it's just a number that the server can see. So if you watch this video 5 times from your home computer, it will only count you 1 time, although it knows that you watched this video 5 times because it's storing each time you access this video. But when it puts the count below my video, if you see that this video has received 89 views, that means that 89, and this is not 100% accurate, can't say the word, but it's pretty close. It's 98 or 99% accurate. And if you see a count of like 89 on my video, that means that 89 separate computers access this video. And here's a road crew from the city picking up some branches that had fallen. Look at the water over to the right there. Some branches that had fallen into the road. They started to turn right and then they turned left because they saw some branches up there in front of the new library. Of course, up on the hill there is the old West LaFollette School, and in February we're going to meet there for our Tuesday night prayer gatherings. You're invited to join us. We start at 7 o'clock. Now, back to Google and how they measure the views. You might wonder, well, if they can do that, do they know who I am? Well, more than likely they do. But why would they care who you are? And a human is not seeing this. It's all done with what they called algorithms, and Google has taken that art to the max. If you, let's say for instance that you go into a website and they place a cookie, what they call a cookie, on your computer, and you look at 2 or 3 photographs or whatever. When you come back, they know you've been there before by the cookie. They don't know who you are, but let's say if you go into a website, we're going down Beach Street, we're going to go across the river. I wanted to check and see if the water had started to come up, and it had. But let's say if you go into a website and you fill out a form and you tell them who you are. Okay, then when you come back to that website, they know exactly who you are because you've told them before. And they associate the cookie with the information that you gave them. But there too, the only way that any website, now if you were going into a website that say they were selling a product and they only had a very few hits a week, they may go in there and check their server logs and figure out who you were. But when you're dealing with the internet, there's millions and billions of hits going on continuously. And the only thing that is capturing that is the servers, and it's being stored. And I think that it's stored forever. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of those. Now, why should you worry about that? There is no, I mean, that's the ultimate in paranoia, to worry if Google is reading your computer and placing it in a server. You know. Now, if you're involved in something that you shouldn't be involved in, and you're ever under investigation, of course they could pull that out and say, yeah, so and so went here and he went there and whatever. But you know, that should be the least of your worries, because no one cares where you're going on the internet. Who cares other than you? And if you're not involved in anything that you shouldn't be involved in, then why worry? And when you have a lot of these accounts, well, this video turned into a tutorial, I think. There's a lot of water coming across the road. But when you're involved in as much on the internet as I am, a company that Google has, then they have a lot more information about you than the casual user. So they have my social security number. They have everything. They know everything about me. They know all the sites that I maintain. They know what websites I maintain, which I do that and have for years. But that's what I did when I worked in Oak Ridge. The only thing that I regret is it took me a long time to realize how important and how much the internet was going to impact everybody. When I worked in Oak Ridge, I worked in a cubicle, and there was a guy that worked behind me in the same cubicle that his sole job was to pursue the internet. And I used to come in the morning, and you remember the sounds when they had those old dial-ups. And I could have gotten involved in the internet then. And this was in the early stages of the internet. It was just shortly after, what was the name of the company that, see, I can't even remember the company now, that had the browser. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And the internet started to go graphic user interface with the ability to link. And at that time, I think the guy bought some stock in Google. He's probably independently wealthy now, like a certain politician that I know made all their money by investing in stock of Google. Do I own any Google stock? No. So anyway, hindsight's 20/20, folks. For you all that wanted to know more about the area than I told you on the audio portion of this video, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put those links in the information portion of this video, and that way you can go down there and click. If you want to see Indiana Avenue, I'll have a link. When you click that, it'll automatically go to Indiana Avenue, and I'll take certain highlights from this video and do that. Video's been running for 36 minutes here in a few seconds, so I'm about ready to end this one. And I apologize giving you a diatribe on the internet. That's probably not the word to use, but that's the first thing that popped in my mind. I don't know the name of this street, but I'm going to find out on Google Maps and place that link, so that way if you wanted to find this street, you'd be able to go to it. It's going to take a little time to do that, but on these long videos it takes so long to upload, and when I compile them with high definition with 1920 by 1080. And for you all that have a high-speed internet connection with a good monitor, you can really receive a lot of good visuals from these videos that I do. I do very little editing on these videos. I think I edited about 15 seconds out of this video because I was just sitting there doing nothing. Look at the water. But I promise I'll put some links in the information portion of this video, and then that way you can skip around all of my talking. Or if you don't want to skip around it, that's fine with me too. Well, I thank you all very much for following my videos. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this hobby of mine. Have a good day. We'll see you. Join us on the Tuesday night prayer service, 7 o'clock. Bye-bye.